Trump seems to be saying, if I can round up some good Saudis and some good Egyptians and some good Bahrainis and some good Emiratis and a few Pakistanis, I'm not going to have to fight a war against Islam. I'm going to be pitting the good Muslims against the bad Muslims.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to make this a fight about the Quran. I'm going to see if there are Muslim countries that want to have prosperity, want to be on the forefront of artificial intelligence, want to make investments in the United States. It's almost like I'm going to change the topic and see if there are other aspirations that we can appeal to with some of these people and mobilize them against these jihadis. Can you give your assessment of this project? Is it likely to succeed or is it based upon certain types of illusions?
I believe it is the same mistake the Reagan administration made with Al-Qaeda, thinking that you can use terrorism and contain terrorism in order to serve your interest. It doesn't work that way at all. By denying terrorism, you are not erasing terrorism. It's still there. It's still in the theology of the public. When you look at the Arab world and the Islamic countries, and you see moderate leaderships, they just want to invest in the future, you confuse that with moderation and reformation of Islam, then you are making a mistake. Because it all goes down to the leadership. What if something happens to MBS, God forbids? What's going to happen? How long is it going to take for the Saudi society to snap back if the new leader is not as moderate, as open-minded as Mohammed bin Salman? So we are not talking about foundations here. We're talking about superficial or external imposition. It's like some force is directing the country toward peace and modernity, but the foundations are still the same. In the book, I discussed this. Why did the United States succeed in Japan and in Germany and failed in Afghanistan and in Iraq? It was a disgrace, a catastrophe, right? So what happened there? I don't blame the United States. What happened in Japan was amazing. The rebuilding of the nation. What happened in Germany was amazing, right? But in Afghanistan and in Iraq, there was a God who was not toppled. In Japan, the God was toppled. The emperor declared, I'm not a God. In Germany, the God that Hitler, or he was created as a result of the Aryan ideology, he also was killed, or he took his own life. So in Afghanistan and in Iraq, the God was there. He was still on the throne. And the United States thought, okay, we can repeat rebuilding the nation the same way we did it before, but they completely misunderstood the soil. So once, after $2.4 trillion, Afghanistan was delivered back to the arms of Taliban, and in Iraq, we have all seen what happened there because they were fighting over Ali and Omar. America didn't understand that. Who the hell is Omar and Ali? It's like, you need to understand who is Omar and Ali in order to be able to rebuild that nation. You cannot just take the Western system, which is the product of the Judeo-Christian heritage, and just take it to a foreign land and try to impose it. If that land is following an ideology that is antithetical to the Western system, it's going to reject it. Japan is not the product of the Judeo-Christian heritage, but Japan was not antithetical to it. So it was easy to just implant it there. Germany was Christian, so it just returned to its Christian roots. But in Afghanistan and Iraq, it didn't work that way. The same thing is happening now. Trump and not only Trump, it's like the Western leaders and even Israel, they think, you know what? We can work with this former Al-Qaeda, ISIS leader in Syria. You know, behind the closed doors, he tells us what we want to hear, and he's going to work with us. So they think, okay, that's enough for us, right? But they don't know what's happening on the ground. All the Islamic or the Quranic memorization centers, all the jihad centers, all the hundreds of thousands of jihadists who were fighting with Al-Julani, they actually control the ground now. So I believe that Trump's plan is short-sighted, and Israel has to go with him with whatever plan he's doing, but Israel will have to deal with that terrorism hub in just 10, 15 years. What they are doing now is only kicking the can down the road, and that's it.
When I first came to America around 1980, I had $500 in my pocket. That's it. Now, if I'd been really frugal and not spent a penny of that money, what do you think it would be worth now? What could it actually buy now compared to what it could buy in 1980? Well, the answer, less than $130. Now, why is that? Because the US government, through the Fed, is constantly printing money and devaluing your money. When the government prints money, there's more money chasing the same amount of goods and services. So guess what? Money goes down in value. Money buys less. The Fed has been at it since 1913. That's why a dollar today can buy just what a few cents could buy in 1913. And the government continues to print oceans of money. It really never stops. Now, an ounce of gold reached a high of $850 in 1980. It's worth now around $3,900 an ounce. So historically, over time, we see gold has gone up and up in value. Dollars have gone down and down. And what about in the last 12 months? Gold is up over 40%. I believe now is the time to find out how you can diversify your savings with gold and silver. And this is why I've partnered with Goldco. They offer the best customer service for precious metals ownership. They are also the only gold dealer that offers a first-time gold buyer rebate of up to 10% in bonus silver on qualified purchases. There's no better offer out there, so take advantage. To learn more about how to safeguard your savings from the dollar's decline, go to dineshgold.com. Very simple, easy to remember, dineshgold.com.